just gonna flip through it. I won't read every word, but we can see what's in here. I bought this book used, but it's in really good shape. That's a cool painting. Here's a quote from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Really cool artwork in this book. What does this say? This book is for mermaids and for everyone who loves mermaids and for everyone who secretly wants to be a mermaid deep down. That's cool. Fashion and beauty. Look at her really pretty tail. That's so cool. The mermaid, a fashion and beauty icon. The mermaid possesses a natural beauty, but her aura is distinctively tinged with seduction and potential danger. After all, as some stories go, she might very well pull you to your death whether she means to or not, and it's that combination of attractiveness, unpredictability, and mystery that has bestowed upon the mermaid a timeless allure. She is captivatingly beautiful and beguiling and strong. Mermaid dresses. That's really pretty. How to create mermaid hair. What are their suggestions? Use a non-silicone based hair oil to make straighter locks shine, or to achieve a wet look. A shine pomade is another option. Add highlights to get a sun-kissed look. Create highlights with glitter. If your hair is dark, try some bold jewel tones. For extra sparkle, try applying glitter eyeliner along your part. To get a more intense sparkle, use glitter hairspray or add glitter to hair gel. Entwine ribbons through your tresses to create a seaweedy, I've just been hanging out in a shipwreck look. Hair tinsel can add mermaid bling. That's cool. Make your own saltwater spray. Make a mermaid hair comb. That's really pretty. Put shells on a hair comb. Pretty. Mermaid makeup and beauty. Mermaid makeup runs the gamut of personal taste, from a California girl vibe to a more fairy tale-like, even gothic approach with layered blues and greens. Whether soft pastels or metallics or a mix. Bold lip color, pearlescent hues, crystals, glitter, and gems. Cool. Eye makeup for day and night. That's pretty. So for the daytime look, it recommends soft silver metallic eyeshadow, blue-green metallic eyeshadow, shimmery deep blue eyeshadow, black eyeliner, purple glitter eyeliner, black mascara, medium eyeshadow brush, a contour brush, and a blending brush. Wow. And then the night is the same thing, but you add silver eye glitter, blue-green eye glitter, false eyelashes, and cosmetic jewels. Wait, what's this? Mermaid nails. Short nails in solid or glitter aquatic colors. Or go to a salon and get them done. The mermaid gown. Landlocked mermaids have always sought ways to achieve an oceanic effect on land, often through mounds of sequins and pilettes, and the modern-day red carpet is consistently awash in the mermaid silhouette. A gown, usually strapless, that hugs the body and then flares out at the knee, sometimes with a train of swords trailing behind. Whoa, look at those shoes. That's wild. Her skirt looks like a mermaid tail. This is from is it Gautier? I don't know how you pronounce this designer. But the Spring-Summer 2008 collection. This is talking about designers that have been influenced by the mermaid look. A Hollywood tale, Robert Short makes a splash. The most important fashion accoutrement the mermaid has is her tail. It's a fashion statement. One of the most iconic mermaid tales of our time appeared in the hit film Splash, starring Daryl Hannah as Madison the Mermaid. How interesting. Robert Short is the name of the special makeup effects artist in this movie. And it talks about how he developed the tail that they used. They glued it onto her. It took 45 minutes for her to shimmy into the tail, and then inside there was a belt that held it on and a zipper. Wow. Interesting. Mermaid tail couture. This is talking about like tails that you can buy today. It says meet the 3 most in-demand mermaid courtiers at work today. All of them are innovating and perfecting to create tails that are as much works of art as they are functional swimming accoutrement. So one is called Mer Tailor. Pretty colors. One is called Finfolk. Wow, those are pretty. And one is called Merbella. Mermaid accessories. This caption says, model Jessica Drew poses in an elaborate mermaid headdress from Miss G Designs, an oyster shell mantle from Fortunate Nora, and a creature of habit dress featuring dyed lace and ombre silk chiffon sewn to a nude mesh slip. Wow. small round mirror, and then tiny seashells. And you glue the mirror in there and decorate with the other shells. Make a sea mist necklace. Just as mermaids gather pearly sea mist to form necklaces for their adornment, you can create one of your own. So it's like a beaded necklace. That's really cool. Mermaid beauty at every age. Pretty. Love the colors. So cool. This says Vicky Smith performing at Weeki Wachee Springs at age 17. And then here's her 60 years later at 77 performing in the same waters. That's cool. Bathe like a mermaid. Mermaid soaks, a luscious seaweed soak. Soak with strips of kelp and an aromatherapy candle. Interesting, the divine goddess bath. You put sea salts or bath oils in, and organic dried herbs and flower petals. That sounds nice. Homemade bath salts. Arts and culture. Fish-tailed gods of the ancient world. The mermaid's earliest ancestor was most likely the Babylonian male sea god E, or Oannes, his Greek name, one of the triad of gods of Babylonian mythology. In stories dating back to 5000 BC, Oannes was rumored to emerge each day from the sea along with the sun to educate humans in the ways of the world and then disappear again each night. Sirens in classic mythology, In Homer's The Odyssey, Greek war hero Odysseus encounters numerous obstacles and delays on his 10-year journey back home to Ithaca from the Trojan War. The most seductive and dangerous of all are the sirens, creatures who are half bird, half woman, and who lure all within earshot to their hypnotic voices, then literally sing them to death. Mami Wata. The water spirit Mami Wata, or Mother Water, is a recognized mythical figure throughout much of Africa. A rich assortment of art surrounds her. She's often portrayed as a mermaid, with the head and torso of a woman and the tail of a fish. She can also take the form of half woman, half snake. More mermaids from around the world. Creepy picture. Make your own sailor's valentine. Fancy. Melusine, Undine, and the Little Mermaid. This is, these are 3 classic stories with mermaids in them that have influenced other stories throughout the years. Melusine existed in the French or oral folk tradition throughout the Middle Ages. It was put onto paper in 1393. Undine is a, let's see, an Undine was a magical water spirit with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a serpent. There was a German alchemist and astrologer in the 14th century who claimed to have first identified an undine. By the 19th century, undine was also the name of a specific water nymph in a novella. And then The Little Mermaid. It's the Disney version is based on the Hans Christian Andersen tale, which is a lot darker than the Disney version. Copenhagen's Little Mermaid. Unveiled in 1913, Copenhagen's famous Little Mermaid statue was a gift to the city from brewer Carl Jacobsen. Jacobsen was fascinated by a performance of the ballet The Little Mermaid at Copenhagen's Royal Theatre, and he commissioned the piece from sculptor Edvard Eriksson. Copies of the statue are also located in Salt Lake City, Utah, Solvang, California, Kimballton, Iowa, Piatra, Namt, Romania, and Weihai, China. That's cool. Mermaids in the movies. The Mermaid, 1904, Neptune's Daughter, 1914, Miranda, 1948, Mr. Peabody and the Mermaid, 1948, $1 Million Mermaid, 1952, Mermaids of Tiburon, 1962, Splash, 1984, The Little Mermaid, 1989. There's been a bunch. Make a shell treasure chest. Like make a little box out of big shells. Victorian mermaids. Writers like Matthew Arnold, Oscar Wilde, and Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote about mermaids, and several painters started painting them, so I guess there was sort of a resurgence in pop culture of mermaids during the Victorian period. Hoaxes, the Fiji mermaid. This was something during the Victorian age. It was a sideshow attraction that was supposed to be a taxidermied mermaid, but it was, or the mummy of a mermaid. I'm reading quickly, but it was a hoax. Interesting. Real mermaids and where to find them. The first mermaid, Annette Kellerman. Let's see. So she was like one of the first people who did the underwater dancing and swimming, and performed as a mermaid. Interesting. Let's see. says in 1907, she was arrested when she appeared in her man's bathing suit with bare legs, which is, I think, just what she normally swam in. And then a judge dismissed the case after she explained how impractical women's swim costumes were. But the judge mandated that she wear a robe until she stepped into the water. Wow. Times have definitely changed, I think, for the better in that way. Weeki-Wachee Springs. Newt Perry was a former Navy frogman and expert swimmer who'd worked at Silver Springs in Ocala, Florida during the 20s and 30s when the park's crystal clear spring became a hotspot for Hollywood filmmaking. Interesting. Mermaids on the moon. What? It's a show that featured mermaids on the moon. That's funny. It's a performance, I should say. Beautiful Girls That Live Like Fish, the story of Aquarama. In 1963, if you were headed out on a road trip for the summer and you wanted to take in a live mermaid show, your choices were limited. You could head for Texas and enjoy a show at Aquarena Springs, or perhaps you'd visit Florida and catch the show at Rainbow Springs, or more likely, you'd check out the queen of all mermaid shows at Weeki-Wachee Springs. But in 1964, a new chapter of mermaid history was written with the grand opening of the Aquarama in Osage Beach, Missouri. Interesting. The Aquarama sling was their signature drink in their 1960s heyday. It has gin and cherry herring, Cointreau, Benedictine, passion fruit juice, lime juice, grenadine, Angostura bitters, fresh pineapple for the garnish, and a cocktail cherry for the garnish. It's a lot. Modern mermaids. These are like, oh, interesting. There's a gathering in North Carolina called Mermania, where people gather to swim together in a huge pool and take workshops. Oh, that's cool. So these are people that are like famous mermaids today. So Hannah Fraser, Lyndon Wolbert, Virginia Hankins. That's a really pretty picture. I love the flowers in her hair. Mermaid cocktail lounges. These are like, this is an old one. The Wreck in 1956. The Everglades in 1958. Shaker House Hotel. The Hacienda Hotel Mermaid Room in 1956. Wow, so this was like, seems like all over the place. You could go see mermaid shows at mermaid bars, mermaids at aquariums and Renaissance fairs. The Coney Island Mermaid Parade. Oh, interesting. That's fun. Miss America Mermaids. sea, mermaids and manatees. The confusion about whether you were seeing a mermaid or a manatee. Mermaids at sea. Oh, it talks about how mermaids were not considered good luck at sea. If you saw one, it spelled disaster. Conchylomania. In the 18th century, ships from the East India Company were bringing back shells from Indonesia, and it sparked a craze known as conchylomania, where frenzied collectors sought and paid a lot of money for the most rare and delicate specimens and displayed them in private museums. That's interesting. Finding shell treasures, like tips for going shelling, top shelling destinations in the world. Sanibel, Florida, Marco Island, Florida, Okinawa, Japan, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, Eleuthera, Bahamas, Portsmouth Island, North Carolina, Cape Romaine, South Carolina, Krabi, Thailand, Middle Caicos and North Caicos, in Turks and Caicos, Ambergris Cay, Belize. An alluring mermaid soiree. Here's how to plan a mermaid party. Pick your colors, choose your table and your linens, use flowers, use LED lights and props. Make a tabletop coral reef. Interesting. I wish they would say what these paintings are, like where they're from and who did them. Make edible sea glass candy. That's super pretty. An under the sea party in Back to the Future. A recipe for a blue sea cocktail. A seductive siren cocktail. Make shell cocktail glasses. Or make mermaid cocktail glass adornments. These are health-conscious mermaid foods, poke bowls, salmon poke bowl, ceviche. Here's how to make like a seashell fortune cookie. That's cool. The Mermaid's Guide to Sea Vegetables. Arame, a type of seaweed. Chlorella. It's sold in powdered form in health food stores. This dulce, another seaweed. Hijiki seaweed. Kelp. Kombu seaweed. Nori, red algae. Sea moss, red algae. Sea spaghetti. Sold in dried form from online distributors. Interesting. Spirulina, blue-green algae, sweet flag. Saying saute it, wakame, seaweed, water lily. Interesting. Savory sesame seed and seaweed cookies. Pretty. Mermaid cookies, honey gingerbread cookies with royal icing. Sugar cookies with royal icing. And the recipe for royal icing. Tips for decorating them. And then the acknowledgements, and then the bibliography. book. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that this brought a little calm to your day. I'll see you in my next video.